Hey Patriots, I'm Michaela. Many people probably already know that our modern world is dependent on electricity and efficiency, but if it wasn't for the invention of alternating current, or AC, none of this would be possible. The first commercial electrical power transmission, which was developed by Thomas Edison in the 19th century, used direct current, or DC. This method wasn't very efficient because it made the electrons travel all the way to the consumer and then back to the source. This took a lot of time, resulting in a lot more power plants and lines. The power lines and poles littered the city until a brilliant man came along. Nikola Tesla was an inventor, mechanical engineer, and electrical engineer. He teamed up with Thomas Edison to develop the light bulb and DC, but he was never paid for his contributions and was given no credit for his work. This began a long feud between the two. Tesla later went on to develop AC, which competed with Edison's DC for a long time. Tesla had a dream of wireless power. This soon became possible when he developed the Tesla coil. In 1899, Tesla decided to move and begin research in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in a lab where he would have room for high-frequency experiments. Upon his arrival, he told reporters that he was conducting wireless telegraphy experiments, transmitting signals from Pikes Peak to Paris. This was a success, and many companies began funding him. He soon began working on the largest Tesla coil in Long Island. However, once they learned the power would be free, he was cut off and its construction had to be halted. It has not been completed, but if it were, we would be able to send electricity through the air. Also in 1897, Tesla researched radiation, which led setting up to the basic formulation of cosmic rays. Tesla developed and used fluorescent bulbs in his lab some 40 years before the industry invented them. To accomplish this, Tesla took glass tubes and bent them into famous scientists' names at the World's Fair, inventing the first neon signs. Tesla also designed the World's Fair's hydroelectric plant at Niagara Falls in 1895. He patented the first speedometer for cars in 1916. By this point, Edison had too much invested in his DC to give up, so he tried his best to discredit Tesla by showing that AC was more dangerous than DC. Edison paid local children 25 cents for each stray dog they could bring him. Then he would hold press conferences and electrocute the dogs with AC to frighten people. He claimed that DC could not kill, but in fact, it can. Tesla was too ahead of his time, and if he was around some 60 years later, his name would have been in the history books. He was one of the greatest inventive geniuses of all time.